Hey, it's Rick and Sharon, and we've got some wheels spinning for you today. So, did you ever do this when you were a kid?
With the cards?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we did that with cards, and we also did it with balloons. So blow up the balloon partially, and then
They wouldn't pop.
tie it on the frame. Yeah, you didn't blow them up too tight.
In case you missed it, last week we did a tour of Chris's amazing new rebuild of a 1977 Trillium. Check it out. I'll put a link right up here at the top. Tell them about our challenge.
We are attempting to go for just about an entire month without any days off, doing something physical, either bike riding or a hike. So we've been going to different places.
This video is going to show you some of the different types of riding we've done. We also want to talk about how to get back into it. I mean, we didn't have to relearn how to ride a bike, of course, but we're not in any kind of shape to ride bikes. I think the most we've done is, what, 4 miles?
Yeah, probably.
I think the message, if you're starting out, take it slow, number one, and kind of don't compare yourself to yourself when you were 20, 30 years ago. Because I know I don't have the wind. I get out of breath so easy. I'm a little bit frustrated with that I can't just get on my bike and go 20 miles. Yes, and set small, realistic goals, which is what we're doing. We're not riding to the point where I'm not waking up the next day dying in pain. We rode around a little park near here called Haddon Heights Park, and that's nice. It's just, a couple loops that we did. It's not real big, around a small little pond, and a lot of walkers around there, but it's very scenic, especially with the leaves this time of year. In our types of riding, we have ridden around a park, we've ridden in a lake, and then the last place we went, or the last couple, Franklin Parker Preserve and the Wildlife Management Refuge or area, was more offbeat, more you could not have a cell signal, you could probably get lost, you could probably get hurt out there. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that. So yesterday when we were riding in the wildlife management area, he was going down. I could see he was going down to the road. I could see a main road. I think it's Fry's Mill Road, the road in the town. And I didn't think he would make a right or a left. I figured he would just turn around and come back. He turned to the right. And a panic came over me. I'm like, okay, now what do I do? So we want to talk about that a little bit. But before we do, let me take a side trip out. One time I went hiking with my son and my grandkids, and we were on boulders. And I mean, it was a kind of like a pretty popular area, and a lot of touristy area, and the parking lot wasn't that far, I didn't think. I thought it was closer than it was. But so I was tired. I thought, I'm going back. I never told them I was going back. So I get back and I'm watching them, and they're taking forever, like just playing around looking on the rocks. Here they're looking for me because they can't find me. I'm trying to call them on my cell phone, but there's no cell. So finally, about an hour later, they come trucking across, and I'm like, what took you so damn long? And my son, the look on his face, he could have killed me. I felt horrible when I realized what I put my son and my grandkids through. So I really didn't mean to. I still get worked up sometimes when I talk about it. It's funny. I really didn't mean to, so I'm very mindful of this. So when I stood there yesterday and realized you could make a right, my first thought was, okay, go back to the van. And then my immediate second thought was, no, that's not right. So I had 3 options. I could stay put, I could go back to the van, or I could go down to the road and see if I could even tell if he made a right or a left, because I did not know at that point. So anyway, a couple minutes later, I see him in sight, he comes back, we discuss it. So what did we learn out of that discussion?
If you're going to separate, you should have some sort of a plan to deal with contingencies. Mm-hmm. It's like, when I was young, my father was teaching me to hunt. We went up into northern Pennsylvania, and that's some big country up there. You could walk for days and not cross a road or see a house. So he told me, he said, the thing up here, he said, if you ever get lost, he said, Everything looks the same, so there's no like trying to pick out landmarks. He said, when you walk up here, he said, you get lost, you go downhill. You keep trying to go downhill until you find water. Then you follow the water downstream. Eventually, you'll come to some sort of civilization. Around here, one of the things that we teach people, like if we're in a group of the Boy Scouts, if we're up on the Appalachian Trail and one of them somehow manages to get separated, they should stay put. Because once the rest of the group realizes that they're missing, they're going to go back to where they last saw them.
True.
And, go head for that spot. So
I think we learned a couple things from that. Number one, have a plan. Discuss ahead of time maybe what you'll do if you get separated. Maybe even more than that, make sure you don't get separated. Make sure if you have walkie-talkies with you if you don't have a cell signal. Make sure you have maybe a small first aid kit, water.
One of the most important things that I was told that you should carry when you're like hunting or you're out hiking, even though you're not planning on staying out that long, you're going to just do a day hike, you should always carry a lighter with you. And the reason for that is in the event that you get stuck out there overnight, you can start a fire.
Yeah, and that's
and
like one of the most important things.
Help keep predators away. It'll also give you warmth. And the biggest thing of all is that it'll keep your spirits lifted.
Yeah. We've only done about 4 miles at the max, and we're taking it slow, but we'd like to build it up. We do not have e-bikes. It's not that I don't want e-bikes. I just feel like it would be cheating so much up the hills, and I feel like we're so out of shape that we need to get in shape. So, and we didn't spend a lot of money on our bikes. They're Walmart bikes, so I think it's a good way to start. And if we continue with it and show promise that we're going to keep up with this, then maybe upgrade to something better. So today we're hiking it instead. Because I got my hair done and I don't want to ruin my pretty hair. Whoa! Did you see that? Where are we at?
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
No, really. Wildlife.
Gloucester County Wildlife Management Area.
In Clayton, I believe.
Near Clayton, yeah.
All right, so we're checking this out. Which way? So this is like real trail riding, which we really haven't done. This is harder. Well, that is definitely some interesting riding. Our next video next week should be about Beauty in the Pine Barrens, Franklin Parker Preserve.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.